What's guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're interacting to the 9th episode of Koikimo. This one's titled My Answer. Okay, so this should be Ichika's answer to Tamara. Am I saying his name right this time? Tamaru. God damn it. Why is it not the other way around? The other way around sounds so much easier. Whatever. Tamaru? Tamaru. I'll get there eventually. But yeah, this should be his her answer to him. And almost certainly it's going to be a no. Although I feel like... I don't think she's just going to say, I'm sorry, I'm not interested, and then be done. I don't think she's that type of person. It will probably be a rather open-ended, like, oh, I don't feel that way about you right now, I've got some things I've got to work through myself. Like, I think she'll probably leave it like that more than anything, especially considering how she currently feels for Ryo. Well, who knows how she feels for Ryo, really? Like, I don't think anyone really understands how she's doing, in all honesty. She says she's got to work through this herself, and so she's at least confronting it this time. By saying, yeah, I appreciate how you feel, but I cannot reciprocate that right now. And I think the right now bit is probably going to be the important bit, because these last couple of episodes now, because we've got 3 more episodes after this one, but these final 4 episodes of the show, I think, are really going to start ramping up and asking the question of, okay, who is going to end up with who? Like, are we going to commit to anything? Because as far as I'm aware, this show should be a full adaptation of the manga, right? This should be a full adaptation of it. I mean, the full adaptation is complete. It was 8 volumes of manga, but I think those 8 volumes of manga will be relatively short, comparatively. So, in theory, I think this should be a full adaptation, maybe leaving an OVA or something afterwards if they want to get more out of it, but we should get, like, a conclusion. Whether it follows the exact original conclusion, I don't know. I don't even know what the exact conclusion is, obviously, and I'd rather not know. Or if they go an anime-only route, or whatever. But I think they need to commit to an answer, and these last few episodes will definitely be influential in deciding what that answer is. And I think because of that, they're going to leave this one slightly open-ended, so that she does have that option to fall back onto later, if... Well, here's the thing. Tamaru wants Ichika, and feels very strongly about it. Ariete wants Ryo, and feels very strongly about it. Ryo wants Ichika, and feels very strongly about it. Ichika's the only one in this entire group where really she's not been actively pursuing a romance, pretty much, this entire time. She's just kind of been like, she's just had Ryo like her, and had Tamaru like her. She's not really been going out of her way to like someone. And so it's kind of interesting, because she's got these 2 people after her, and she doesn't know what she thinks herself. Like, does she want to end up with Ryo, despite all the bad qualities she listed for him? She can't deny the fact that whenever she thinks of love, he pops up. But she also said that she can't move forward with Tamaru until she sorts things out Ryo. So does she want to confront Ryo so that she can move ahead with Tamaru, or what? Like, we don't know where her mind is yet. I think next couple of episodes will definitely influence that. And I'm assuming at some point next episode, probably, we'll get a Ariete and Ryo confrontation episode. I mean, we're having our Ichika Tamaru confrontation. Next up would be Ryo and Ariete, in theory. I do wonder how Ryo would genuinely react to Ariete saying she likes him and asking him to go out. I do wonder what his response would be. Would he be so immediately dismissive? Would he realize some things? Like, would he realize the same way that Ichika realized? Tamaru is the better option for her. Ariete is probably the better option for him. But you can't help who you fall in love with sometimes. That feels like the general vibe of the show. You can't help who you fall in love with sometimes, even if it's a bit out of the ordinary. But we'll see what they actually commit to as time goes on. But I'm excited. I've been very much enjoying the show. It's been much better than I expected, to be honest. This is normally that type of show where I'm like, okay, this is probably like a 6.5 out of 10, maybe. But no, I genuinely would rate this closer to an 8, 8.5 maybe, when we get to the end of the season rankings. But it's a different approach to a similar problem. that you can explore. Like, I mean, we've got two shows that are exploring age gap relationships right now. This one is doing a more light-hearted but still genuine look at it compared to Higehiro, which is definitely going into the more realist drama view. And that for that show, I've got thoughts on that show, but we're not going to get to that now. We're going to watch Koikimo because I'm excited to see how this is going to end up going. Because I genuinely have no idea where the show will actually end up, and that's exciting because it's not like a typical like, oh, obviously this guy and this girl are going to get together, they're the main characters. It's not like very clear cut like that. This one's ambiguous enough that they could end up together, they could end up with their respective others, or they could just no one ends up together and they all move on learning something. Who knows which way it's going to go. I would like if they actually did commit to an answer rather than leaving it in the oh, but no one got together route. But maybe we'll see. So, as per usual, these are tire-based format reactions here on YouTube. If you want to see the full picture in picture, go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 a month gets you access to all picture and picture reactions I do on the channel, which is everything from the current seasonal lineup, as well as Patreon request shows such as World Trigger, Lock Horizon Season 2, and Symphony G. We also have movie reactions with the first of the month, the first week of the month, being the Patreon poll to vote on which movie I watch for that month. We just did Kiki's Delivery Service this month, and then the poll will be up on the 1st to determine what next month's movie will be as well. Good list of 6 movies on there. I'm very excited to see which one gets picked. But here on YouTube, we have the tire based. So, bottom left of the screen, you'll see a tire for the episode. I'll count down 3 to 1 play. Then I'll play cite episode, I cite episode, and we should be in sync. Watch this one on Crunchyroll as per usual, since they're the ones who licensed it. They license every show that comes out today. No logos or anything. We're going to fade into the episodes, but you can use screen flash on my face, the mic, or this part of my headset to tell when the scenes are transitioning. So, with all that said, let's get into this week's episode, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, hello. New message? Is it Ichika? Who else would it be, right? Mm-hmm. Oh boy. He's early, good boy. Yeah, just in the middle of the station fire affair. Like, come on. Mm. Just kind of delaying the inevitable. He knows what the answer is going to be, I think. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. She's acknowledging that she does like him. Hmm. Yeah, she couldn't. I'll stay friends, yeah. That makes sense. It's always tough to be friends with someone after something like this. Yeah, it would be worse. It's hard to get over sometimes. I honestly would wager it's harder to stay friends with someone who's rejected you than it is to pluck up the courage to ask them out in the first place. From personal experience, I would say so. Yeah. Wants to cling on to the hope that maybe it'll work out. You didn't have to tell her that, though, really. But at least they're open and honest with each other, I suppose. Yeah. That went about as well as it could, I suppose. Oh boy, this is not going to go well. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is going to start something, isn't it? Oh hey, it's this guy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Uh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Mm-hmm. He is older, but he is pursuing this earnestly. He kind of has the mindset of a teenager, just in the way he's approaching it because he's inexperienced with it. Mm. Mm-hmm. Don't jump the gun, mate. Yeah, don't jump the gun. This is still troubling for her. Hmm. Self-reflection. Hmm. Hmm. OP time. Too cheery for what just happened, but still. Ichika's doing a lot of self-reflecting. Now we've got Ryo doing some self-reflecting as well. he really does kind of regress in age when it comes to Ichika, if you think about it. Like, I think I said that very early on, how he seems to approach this. He's not approaching a romance as a 27-year-old. He really isn't. I wonder if we'll get any more Rio this episode as well. Because we had that scene last time with her and Tamaru. Alright. My answer. Well, we've already given that answer. Do you have any more answers to give? Yep. Oh, graduation, okay. Oh boy. Rio knows it immediately. Mm-hmm. Got a side eye. And then we end up with this. Just being different as possible. Mm-hmm. 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 The awkwardness. It's yeah. Mm-hmm. Then what's the problem? Mm-hmm. uh, yeah. Yeah. uh, mm-hmm. Yeah, trying to stay friends after some of that is very much a difficult thing to find. Some people can just naturally get into it, but back to this. Maybe. Uh, there we go. Oh, you're going to have to. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Um, not necessarily. Maturity is not something you just suddenly gain as soon as you graduate school. Yeah, maturity is something you kind of have to earn over time. Some people get it much earlier. uh, hmm. That you like it. Mm-hmm. What is going on? What is going on? What up? Oh boy. So enthusiastic. Uh, sure. Right. Surprise! I love it. Uh, right. I think so. You have to question it every single time. Hmm. Question it every single time. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, okay. Sure. The fidgeting begins. Is she gonna try asking him something this time? I wonder. Hmm. 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 It really isn't. She's gonna be honest with him now as well. And we get to see how he reacts to it. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Confronting it head on. Immediately moving on to something else. Yep. Not expecting an answer back necessarily either. Because she already knows what the answer is. And he's going to be honest with her that it is. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Right. Mm. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. That's where you want to leave it? God damn it. Yep, okay, we're having an exact mirror here. Well, not an exact mirror, it is a mirror of the situations. Now, what the hell is his answer going to be? You seriously going to consider this age gap a bit more? I think in this instance, though, Ryo keeping it to himself and thinking about it himself and not mentioning it to anyone, I think would be the mistake. For Ichika, it was important that she didn't have to turn to someone else to answer the question of how she felt. I think for Ryo and his circumstance, he needs to talk to Ichika about this. Not about the fact that he's got a co-worker that's loving him, but about the age gap in general. Instead of making her love him, he needs to understand how they feel currently. Because I don't think he fully understands that. Next time, being prepared to be her. Oh god. Well. That's a title. Okay, yeah, so we are getting the other way. I thought this would be next episode. I thought the Arietti and Ryo bit would be next episode. Like, it was bound to happen, right? Like, we all saw that coming. Like, as soon as we had Tamaru confront her up front, it was only natural that Arietti would do that as well. I didn't expect it to be in the same episode, though. And like I said, I think Ryo needs to have a genuine talk with Ichika, because I don't think he's ever sat down and discussed them. Like, I think that needs to happen. Because Ichika is thinking about the age gap. Ryo's now very much aware of the age gap. I don't think... Well, I wonder what Ryo's going to answer here. Is he going to straight up answer, like, sorry, I need more time? Is he going to say no outright? He won't say yes outright. It's not going to happen. He's not that type of person. But I wonder how that's going to go. Because now, based on this experience, he's going to go home. Ryo is absolutely going to pick up on it immediately because he's not going to be himself. And then what? I think things are going to be a little bit more awkward between Ryo and Ichika, and Ryo might start putting some distance between him and Ichika now. And I wonder how that distance will affect them. Like, Ryo distances himself from Ichika. He's obviously going to be sad to do so, but realize it might be for the best that he does that. Ichika's now going to think, why is he avoiding me now? What happened? Did I do something to make him avoid me? And is she going to miss the fact that he's no longer seeking her attention as often? I wonder. I do wonder about that. I'm very, very intrigued into the direction this is going. We've got 3 more episodes left. It looks like... Looks like we might not include the father at all in this. I honestly figured, like, one of the biggest points of contention towards the end of this show might actually be the father, if he ever finds out that Ryo is trying to get with a high school girl. I honestly thought that would be a big drama point for the show. But they might honestly not utilize that here. They might leave that out. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But I don't think they have the time to necessarily put that in. Unless the dad comes back, and then Ryo's like, okay, this is the perfect time, I don't want to be near my dad, I might as well just distance myself from Ichika as well while I'm at it. Maybe they'd work that in, but at the same time, I don't know if they're actually going to bring the dad in at this point. I think dad was just some backstory into Ryo and the actions that he's taken right now. Maybe they'll reintroduce him, I don't know, but... I wonder if Ryo will consult with Masuda about this, because they're buds. I wonder if he'll turn to Masuda for a chat about this. Or if Masuda will realise and ask him, or something like that. Just like how Ryo was very inquisitive of Ichika, I wonder if Masuda's going to be very inquisitive of Ryo. That's what I'm kind of curious about now. But yeah, we're gonna start getting some answers here soon, and it's gonna be interesting to see what they actually decide on. Again, are they going to commit to a relationship in this show? I don't know. I hope they commit one way or another. I think no matter which way they commit here, whether it's Ichika Ryo, Ichika Tamaro, and then Ryo Arietti, or like, no matter which combination we go for here, I think no matter what, as long as they commit to an answer, I think it'll be good. Like, I know people will be annoyed because a 27-year-old guy grooming a 17-year-old. It's like, it's not grooming. There is a difference. He's not doing it out of maliciousness. You can see the mentality that he's in right now. And if you can't see the mentality he's in, you don't really understand what storytelling and character development is in anime. Just saying. All the clues you have been given there that he is not just grooming her because she's a high school girl. He genuinely fell in love with her. And the more he got to know her, the more he fell in love with her. It doesn't matter if she was 17, if she was 27, if she was 57. No matter the age of Ichika, he would still feel the same way about her. I think that's a given. Like, if it honestly was Ariete who was there instead of Ichika that day, and they had the exact same circumstances, it would be the exact same story played out. But less drama because of the fact that the age gap was somewhat of a hindrance to their potential relationship. So, like I said, just commit to whoever gets together, and I think you'll do fine. Leaving it open-ended, I think, would be a disappointment, especially considering how well we've handled it thus far, and the general pacing of the show thus far. But still, I'm loving the show. I really like the way it's going through this rather weird scenario, but still a interesting one nonetheless, because I have no doubt this happens in real life. It absolutely does. And it's interesting to see how it's handled in the context of this show. So, anyway, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed that one as per usual. Leave a like if you did, as well as your comments for the episode. Don't forget to hit subscribe as well to see next week's episode, as well as the rest of the Spring 2021 lineup you can find here on the channel. Thank you for watching. Till next time. See you guys later.